There's a line. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but it's there, right in front of you. On one side is the person you are today, comfortable, safe, familiar. On the other side is the person you keep dreaming about becoming. And the truth is, most people spend their entire lives standing at that line, staring, waiting, but never crossing. This is the story of a young man who finally saw that line and what happened when he decided to step over it. His name was Arjun, 24 years old, college graduate, average job, average life. Every morning he woke up at the same time, ate the same breakfast, took the same route to work. He wasn't unhappy, but he wasn't alive either. He had dreams once, big dreams. He wanted to build something, create something, be someone who mattered. But somewhere between college and his first paycheck, those dreams got buried under bills, under comfort, under the fear of failing. And now he was stuck, not in a prison with bars, but in a prison made of routine, made of excuses, made of maybe tomorrow. He looked around at his life and thought, is this it? Is this all I'll ever be? But he didn't know how to change. He didn't know where to start. So he did what most people do. He stayed where he was. One evening, Arjun sat alone in his small apartment. The TV was on, but he wasn't watching. His phone buzzed, social media notifications, friends posting their wins, their promotions, their adventures, and Arjun felt it again, that heavy weight in his chest. Envy? No. Regret. He thought about all the times he said, I'll start next month. All the times he had an idea but didn't act on it. All the times he chose comfort over courage. He looked at himself in the mirror across the room, and for the first time in years, he really looked. Not at his face, but at his eyes, and he saw something that broke him. Emptiness. He wasn't living, he was just existing, going through the motions, playing it safe, waiting for the right time that never comes. He clenched his fists. Why do I keep doing this to myself? He whispered. Why am I so afraid of being more than this? The room was silent, but inside his mind, a war was raging. That night, Arjun couldn't sleep. He grabbed a notebook, an old one from college, dusty, forgotten. He flipped through the pages, and there it was, a list he'd written 5 years ago. Things I want to do before I turn 30. Start a business, learn a new skill, travel alone, write a book, get in the best shape of my life. He stared at that list. Not a single thing checked off, not one. And in that moment, something cracked inside him. Not his heart, but the wall he'd built around it. He grabbed a pen, and on a fresh page, he wrote just one question. Who would I be if I stopped being afraid? He stared at those words, and then he wrote again. What if the person I'm supposed to become is waiting for me to stop making excuses? His hand was shaking now, because for the first time, he realized the truth. The invisible line wasn't between him and success. It wasn't between him and his dreams. The line was between the person he was pretending to be and the person he was always meant to be. And the only reason he hadn't crossed it yet was because he was too scared to let go of who he was. Arjun closed the notebook. He sat there in the dark, and he made a decision. Not a big dramatic one, not a promise to change everything overnight, just one small decision. Tomorrow, I'll do one thing differently. The next morning, he woke up early, not because he had to, but because he chose to. He didn't scroll through his phone. He didn't hit snooze. He went for a run, just 20 minutes. His lungs burned, his legs ached, but he felt alive. That evening, instead of watching TV, he opened his laptop and he started. The business idea he'd been thinking about for 3 years. He didn't finish it, he barely started, but he started, and that was enough. Days turned into weeks, small actions, small choices. He stopped waiting for motivation. He stopped waiting to feel ready. He just moved, one step at a time. And slowly, something shifted. Not his circumstances, not his bank account, not his job, but his identity. He stopped seeing himself as the guy who might do something one day. He became the guy who was doing it. The invisible line? He didn't jump over it. He walked over it, slowly, painfully, but deliberately. And on the other side, he found something he'd been missing his whole life. Not success, not money, not fame. Himself. The real version. The one he was too afraid to meet. Here's what Arjun learned, and here's what you need to understand. The invisible line between who you are and who you could become isn't drawn by the world. It's drawn by you. Every time you hit snooze instead of waking up, every time you scroll instead of starting, every time you choose comfort over growth, you're reinforcing that line, making it thicker, harder to cross. But here's the truth most people never realize. You don't need permission to cross it. You don't need to be ready. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to take one step. Not a giant leap, just one honest, uncomfortable step toward the person you know you're capable of being. Because on the other side of that line, there's a version of you that's been waiting. Not a perfect version, not a finished version, but a real version. A version that stops hiding, stops delaying, stops pretending. And the moment you cross that line, everything changes. Not your life, not yet, but you. And that's where all real change begins. Arjun still has bad days. He still doubts himself sometimes, but he's not the same person anymore because he crossed the line. And once you cross it, you can never go back to pretending you didn't see it. So let me ask you, right now, in this moment, do you see the line? The one between who you are and who you could become? Are you standing at it? Or are you finally ready to step over it? Because the only thing keeping you on this side is you. And the person waiting on the other side, they've been waiting long enough. If this story touched something deep inside you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more stories that remind you who you're really capable of becoming.